Kyle.
What's up, Deep Donald?
Remy.
Hello.
Nick.
Nick
Yes, sir.
is back.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right, people. He's back.
What is going on YouTube? Your number one nerds is back with a brand new episode of the Sci-Fi Nerdz Podcast. And before we get started, I'm Donald.
I'm Kyle.
Well,
Nick.
I'm Remy.
And we are the Sci-Fi Nerdz. And tonight, I've been really excited about this since we made the announcement last week. But we're going to be discussing our initial thoughts and theories on Godzilla and Kong SuperNova. We will be joined by Sirs at some point. DJ, his power unfortunately went out right before, maybe 15, 20 minutes before we were supposed to go on. So I really hate that. Really would love to hear his initial thoughts on SuperNova, but we'll hear it. I know we'll get to him. And then, of course, we dedicate this show to Doris. So, Doris, if you're watching or if you do go back and watch sometime, we love you and we say hello. So, with that being said, Kyle, Nick, Remy, before we get into the theories and the discussions, the first thing I want to ask you, Kyle, is we didn't get much, but when we did get the teaser for Godzilla and Kong SuperNova, how did you feel about it?
First of all, I'm really looking forward to it. And secondly, I'm just basically curious if see who will be the new villain of this upcoming teaser. But we didn't really need to get any who's going to be the main villain. I know people are predicting Space Godzilla or Gigan, which those two, personally, are the best Godzilla villains in my opinion.
Okay.
So
that's a good fact to know about you.
Yeah, if we do get Space Godzilla and require the rights for him from Toho, which hopefully they do, including Gigan, I think it would be interesting to see them maybe team up, just like how they did them in the comics. But if they do it with maybe an original space monster, go for it. I mean, I really hope Space Godzilla really does come in, but if we do get an original one, it's okay. I just kind of think Legendary wants to keep it simple and not following the rights of every Toho monster, because each of them costs a lot of money for them.
Yeah, they cost some yen.
Yeah.
Remy, what about you, man? When you first got a chance and opportunity to see the Godzilla and Kong SuperNova teaser, what was your initial thoughts, brother?
No, I got excited like everybody else just because, first of all, I love the title, SuperNova. I think that's a really cool sounding title. I'm like, all right, you sold me on that. And from everything else I've been hearing about the movie, it's got me excited, got me interested. We got Sam Neill, Dr. Grant coming into this movie.
Wow.
That's cool. I'm not really well versed with the director. I need to check out his movie on Netflix. I know he has it. I know it's on there, but I need to check it out before this one comes out, just to get a better idea about what he's like. But yeah, everything else, I'm like, Surge.
Surge.
Yeah, bro. But what up? But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Because I was expecting at this point for them to tackle something from space. I'm like, okay, we got a hint of it with King Ghidorah and King of the Monsters, and then we just sort of stuck to the Hollow Earth for the last two movies. So if they want to up the ante, then I guess we move to space, because that's what Fast and Furious tried to do, tried to move to space.
Yeah, I don't know why they did.
I'm looking at your face, Nick.
I thought that was a joke. I didn't realize.
No, they tried to do that. They launched a car into space in one of the movies. It was stupid, but
wasn't there a Halloween in space?
No, there was a leprechaun.
There was a leprechaun in space.
Yeah.
No,
there was a Jason. Jason.
Jason. My bad.
Yeah. No. You know what? Honestly, if Michael Myers went to space, I'd probably just give up on the franchise. I just go, all right, I'm done. That's it. I've had enough.
Yeah, you don't need to be out there in space. You way out your element.
Come on now. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm excited to see what they have in store for this. I'm hoping it's a Toho monster. If not, we're gonna get original monster. But if we do get original monster, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious about it, just because, let's be honest, in terms of American kaiju designs, we're not really that good with it compared to Toho. So just come up with something creative, but we'll see.
Well, about Legendary creating their own monsters for the MonsterVerse franchise, like, I'm like you, Remy, I'll be on the fence about it, only because if you look at the original monsters that they created, like we got Suko, Shimo, Scar King, and the Mutos. Those are the original monsters that they made, right?
Also, like every other monster,
but they're not as like they're not as powerful, and they're not as what's the word I'm looking for? They're not intimidating to me. Like if you watch King Ghidorah on the big screen, like when I watch Rodan on the big screen, he's a lot more intimidating than what they made Shimo out to be.
Yeah,
or what they made Scar King out to be.
Yeah, or like Mechagodzilla too. He was intimidating.
So yeah, like so I'm hoping it's a Toho monster. Now, what makes me believe it's a Toho monster is because they didn't show a villain. They didn't show like a main villain. So hopefully that's a good sign. Because like I said, the last teaser for the Empire, they showed Scar King. So I think he was overhyped so much, and then it kind of fell flat, during the film. So I think they might purposely, to keep the excitement going, maybe they'll hide the villain from us for as long as they possibly can, because we still got a year and a half, 2 years before we even see the film. All right, Nick, I'm coming to you. When you first saw the Godzilla and Kong Supernova teaser trailer, what was your first initial thoughts?
Honestly, I thought it was a hoax and a fake. And so I saw it being posted everywhere. I'm like, all right, it's real.
Yeah, so did I was like, Supernova, the hell?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Now you got me intrigued on who's going to be the villain now. And like you guys said, by the name of it, Supernova, it could be Space Godzilla, or it could be a team up between Space Godzilla and Gigan. Or I just have a different theory. Just waiting to get into that one.
All right, what about you, Serge? Godzilla and Kong Supernova. How did you feel about the first teaser trailer when you saw it?
Monarch vibes, big time. Monarch vibes, a little bit more of a serious vibe. I mean, I say that now, right? But of course, even New Empire had like a slight serious vibe in the very, very beginning.
That first teaser did, yeah.
Yeah, it did. The whole like the seismic looking stuff and all that kind of whatnot. But I don't know. Like, obviously it was super short. It really didn't show us too much. But I liked it though. I liked it, and it kind of gave me some. I'm on team. Some slightly more serious MonsterVerse.
Me too.
As opposed to, I think most of us are. As opposed to Team Wacky is All Hell, Showa MonsterVerse. So I liked it because I am a fan of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I enjoyed the show much more Godzilla 2014 ish, and I like it. So I have high hopes for this movie. Hopefully it doesn't. Obviously they're saying Supernova, right? So Supernova stars. It's got to have something to do with space. Of course, we're going to start throwing, Space Godzilla and Gigan and Hell Megalon in there. I'm good with that. Like, I'm totally. Good with that.
I would love Megalon to be in there, dude.
Yeah,
and I'm with you, man. Like, I would rather, like a Toho incarnation of Space Godzilla or Gigan versus an Orga, over like a new monster. I think after New Empire, like Shima was cool. Was his name? Scar King? It was a little underwhelming, but cool. I think we could stand to go back a little bit to something a little bit more familiar with all of the OG franchise fans, and I think new fans would like it too, because we've got some killer kaiju, like back in the old days.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. It's two things. Remy, I'm with you. I don't know too much about the director of this film, so I'll have to go check out some of his movies. And
okay.
It's
a dark movie, man. It's
called. Yeah,
it's cool.
Check that out.
Okay, I have to. Is that on Netflix? I got Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, okay. It should be.
So that's my homework. That's my homework. I gotta check out.
Fun fact about that one, about that movie, and just because I'm thinking about it, I Am Mother, I saw it on the day that it was a Father's Day when I saw that movie, when I found out I was having my second child on Father's Day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow. My daughter Luna. That's when I found out, and then later on in the day I watched I Am Mother.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. And the second thing,
it's rated PG. Actually, I thought it would be R.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
It might be one of those like '80s kids movies where it's like, yeah, rated PG, but
yeah, I'll have to check that out. And the second thing too is I actually wouldn't have had an issue with Scar King. I just wish he would have had more of a backstory, and I wish he would have had more to do, because the concept of him was great. It was a great concept. It's just I don't think he did enough. We didn't know enough about him or see enough of him for his character to fully develop.
Yeah, well, they brought him into the movie like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like dang,
that's not enough time.
Because he had great personality. And like you could just separate him and Kong. Like, yeah, Kong's good, and he's even like, I mean, it was a lot of good elements there. It just wasn't as long as I thought it.
I wish he had like powers of some sort, because that's what we all literally thought from the original trailer.
Yeah, we thought his eyes were like
he was gonna have some sort of like atomic or radiation power.
Yeah,
but he just kind of like threw a thing around.
Yeah,
I mean that would have been cool. Another thing too, like with this film, I am hoping it's a good runtime, because a lot of these films been short lately. Like the runtime hasn't been like the New Empire. I think was way too short for so many things that was going on in it. And man, I really want a good screen time for this film, because I'm already invested with the title SuperNova. My mom texted me, she's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to go see that first day." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna be in there." So I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm really excited. All right, Kyle, I'm coming to you with the big question. That's why we're here tonight. We're here to discuss our theories and what we might think is going to happen, or what we want to happen, or what we want to see in this film. So with that being said, Kyle, we'll start with you. Give us your take, or your theory per se, on what you think this movie will be, as far as the villain, or what you would like to see, or what would you like to happen in Godzilla and Kong SuperNova?
Good question. I have to be fair, because if we look at the teaser from the trailer, and a little bit of the pyramids and maybe a little bit tiny, but people are suggesting those are crystals made by the visitors from space, and people are predicting that these crystals in the whole Earth were not from Earth. They must have come from space, and we get a lot of concept. People are saying that maybe Space Godzilla was behind all of this, and that's how he created the anti-gravity, and maybe some of the aliens that maybe came down to Earth like millions of years ago, before the dinosaurs and us, we probably might end up seeing like extraterrestrial threats before King Ghidorah arrives. So maybe Space Godzilla was not maybe Ghidorah. Sorry, I switched that around.
No, you okay?
Maybe Ghidorah wasn't really the first space monster to arrive on Earth. Maybe Space Godzilla was before Godzilla and the others probably arrived. But we don't know. But it could probably be the suggestion, and hopefully we maybe get Jet Jaguar, because that's what people are predicting. Maybe Dan Stevens' character, Trapper, might build Jet Jaguar. And hopefully that he might be like a comic relief character and maybe gives Godzilla and Kong a shake hand, and whatever Jet Jaguar does through this upcoming movie. And that would be really interesting, but I wanted to be more like somewhere in the middle of something like dark and terrifying. That's something that maybe we never really get to experience. Like now Godzilla and Kong are probably facing a new threat. Now the alien ship is somewhere in the pyramids, and now they have to go in there and find that threat. And then they bust in through the alien spaceship and start reckoning the whole place. And that's how they would save the world and probably humanity. But my last thing I wanted to point out is in the novelization of The New Empire, they say they were planning to invade the Hollow Earth because I have a feeling that humanity doesn't really trust Monarch anymore. And now they're actually taking action to invade the Hollow Earth. And then all of a sudden, the invasion went total chaos as they awakened the ancient space monster that had been there before. And that's how things go to hell.
Okay, good. You know what? I actually like that, Kyle, because I was actually going to have a follow-up question for you. I was going to ask you, what do you think humanity's role would be in this film? But you kind of hit it on the head. So I actually like your theory. It's actually a pretty great theory, man. Pretty good, Kyle. I like that.
Thank you.
Remy, you up next, brother. Let's hear your initial thoughts on, well, your theory, everything you want in this film, villain you want to see. Let us know how you believe. And like I said, this is just our, early predictions. We haven't seen any trailers, obviously, anything like that to kind of start putting two and two together. So, Remy, let me know what you're thinking, brother.
Don't mess up.
Okay. Oh man. At the moment, I don't really have any like theories because again, we've gotten like so little of this movie. We literally just got the title and that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of like ideas that I would want for this movie, yeah, like I would totally be on board for Space Godzilla. Honestly, I think that the villain might not even be Space Godzilla. I'm leaning more towards Gigan just because of the way the title was laid out. Because like a lot of people pointed this out that like in the title, like in the R of Supernova, you have like this beam of light shining through the circle of the R, and it kind of looks reminiscent to Gigan's visor, the way like his one eye kind of like shoots through it. So I'm like, that could be a hint to Gigan maybe showing up. And like I was watching a bunch of other videos, and I think Dan Stevens or one of the actors sent something on their story on Instagram, and it like had these like two asteroids coming down, like these two asteroid gifts.
Yeah, I saw that.
People were thinking like, oh, could that be like a reference to like Godzilla vs. Gigan, where we had King Ghidorah and Gigan coming down on asteroids? Like, could that be Gigan and another villain, maybe Megalon coming down on asteroids, like in the 72 film, or Space Godzilla and Gigan? Because honestly, I think the way that they did it, if they want to, like, again, these movies are always about upping the ante, going the bigger route. So, like, thinking about that, I'm like, okay, so the first, like, we had GVK, we had Godzilla and Kong fighting Mechagodzilla, so that was 2-on-1. Then, New Empire, we had Godzilla and Kong versus Shimo and Scar King, so that was 2-on-2. So, want to up the ante, do 2 versus 3. So, have 3 space kaiju versus Godzilla and Kong. And then you want to throw in another good guy, you can. I don't know, you can throw in Mothra, you can throw in Jet Jaguar. Or throwing Mogira, actually. Let's do Mogira. We got Mechagodzilla.
No.
What about Rodan? I feel like we're forgetting Rodan here.
Yeah, Rodan.
Nah, Rodan ain't gonna help out. He's gonna skimp away the second he has a chance.
Unless
fighter.
Mothra
You think he's gonna go up against Space Godzilla when he sees him? No. Rodan's a wimp in this series. No, but
maybe Kong will beat him with his beast glove just to knock the sense out of him.
Yeah, I mean that could be funny.
I mean, he did fight King Ghidorah though. I mean,
that
he didn't turn out good for him, but he did though.
He tried.
He tried, yeah.
It didn't turn out. It didn't turn out
big
good.
quotes over try.
He actually met the same fate a lot of other kaijus would have met against King Ghidorah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar would handle King Ghidorah easily.
I don't know about this version.
Of course, I'm kidding. No, because no. But I think it'd be interesting. But also, I keep hearing that they want to focus more on like the human side of things in this movie.
I've heard that too.
Which, please don't. Just don't do that. I don't want to go back to that. I hate when I
saw somewhere it was going to be more Godzilla focused. I mean, I know.
I am hearing that too.
Me too.
But also I hear from other sources that they want also to be more human focused. They want Godzilla focused and human focused.
If it's gonna be more human focused, the best way to do it
is to have
they need to do it like the comics. Like if you read the Godzilla Rivals, the IDW comic, that's the perfect. I mean, it's perfect.
Both space kaiju and actual aliens show up. Yeah, I'm thinking it would be interesting if the Exilian, if they bring the Exilians into this, that would be interesting. If they brought the Exilians into this, they could say maybe the Exilians were another race of Iwis that maybe invented space travel or something and left the planet.
We need roaches.
The space hunter
No, it's not need roaches. We need the space apes from Mechagodzilla to show up. We need them to show up.
No. I'm going with
what about the
Godzilla
squid alien?
I want roaches.
No, we don't need the Keelak showing up. The Keelak's boring.
No, not the worms, the squids. We need squid.
Just go up with some raids.
Once
all right, Nick, coming to you. I know you said you got a pretty good theory of yours that you want to share with us tonight. First of all, my boy Nick is back. Feel good to see you, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
So tell us what you got for us, Nick. What is the awesome theory that Mr. Nick has for the Sci-Fi Nerds tonight?
So it's topping off on what Remy said. We've gotten movies where it was 2-on-1, 3-on-2, or 2-on-2. This movie will make 100% more sense is if you put 2 against 4. The only reason why I'm saying that is because you got the title. Yes, Remy said it's got the beam of Gigan, but also kind of looks like it's got the, crystals of Space Godzilla. So what if it is both and they're just that powerful? And it, they have to look for other help. If Shimu shows up, that'll be one, but you got to find someone else, someone tougher. What if you finally do what MonsterVerse wanted? Bring Gamera into this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bring another space monster into this.
I thought Remy was gonna say that.
I thought of it at first. I was like, nah,
if they bring Gamera in, I'm probably gonna pass out clean.
Oh, if they bring Gamera in, I'm just gonna watch the screen and just cry. I'm just gonna cry.
I'm gonna pass.
No, you know what? I'm gonna grab my.
I hate it because he's missing out on all this. Bro, why we can't get Gamera, man?
If Gamera shows up, I'm gonna choke my buddy just out of excitement. It's
only reason why I say it is Space Godzilla because if you actually read the book, it said one of the Godzillas ate a star.
And
then he never died. Yeah. So my man went supernova and became what he is, Space Godzilla, and it would make complete sense. It would make 100% complete sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Nah, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't mind Gigan and Space Godzilla at all. I mean, and MonsterVerse has actually made $1 billion in total, over $1 billion in total with the MonsterVerse franchise. So that's actually pretty good. They're doing pretty well for themselves. I think the MonsterVerse is refreshing as well. from like Marvel, DC that had their universe going. The Monsterverse is pretty refreshing. Sirs, I know you got to get out of here in a few minutes, so let me go ahead and get to you, brother. Do you have any theories, anything that you would love to see in this movie? Any villains that you would love to see in this movie? Like, tell us some of the things that you would love to see in this movie, and
I would just
a possible theory if you have one.
I would just like to say, in honor of Nick being on the show tonight, for everybody who's close to my age, I am turning 40 next week.
Oh damn.
Wow.
Yeah, oh damn. I know. Trust me. In honor of Nick being on the show, I want to see. Nick is always in the dark when he joins in. So for those that know what I'm talking about, next time I want Nick's name to read Nick at Night.
That's cool.
Donald, you might know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I know, yeah.
I actually know what you're talking about too. I remember Nick.
You do? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
All the good. When I sat at my grandma's house after all the good shows went off, then Nick, I'm like, man, I don't know.
I like the
Are You Afraid of the Dark, bro? There you go.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Yeah. I remember the first time that show aired.
Oh shit.
Ouch. I know for this movie that Remy still wants Baragon, but
man, we're gonna bring up old stuff.
I still want Ibira, but whatever.
I would actually like King Caesar to show up.
The space crab. Anyways, I would hope that the filmmakers kind of learned that, this last time Shimu and Scar King just really didn't feel like that big of a threat, considering that Godzilla owned them a million years ago to begin with.
Yeah, he owned everybody.
Yeah.
So like it really we need a like extinction level threat here, and I agree. Like, I mean, shoot, bring them all. Like Space Godzilla, we had Godzilla versus Gigan. We had Gigan and King Ghidorah.
Yeah,
dude, do Space Godzilla and Gigan. Like that would be sick.
Freaking Descadora.
I'm just hoping that they up the ante on the threat, and make it something that, like, oh shoot, it's not even like King Ghidorah was dominion over all monsters on Earth. No, like, let's make it like Space Godzilla, Gigan, or whoever the hell just wants to destroy Earth.
I want it all.
Like, just screw it. Like, they just want to get rid of the planet. Supernova, okay, freaking star, destroy it.
Dude.
And like that's the threat, like an actual big threat. I'm down for that. I just hope that the threat is there. I'm trying to find another word. That it's just more of a, oh damn, like if Godzilla and Kong don't do this, like, Earth is done. Like, forget the hollow Earth. The whole Earth is done. That's what I'm hoping for. If that means we get a couple of space kaiju, I mean, even a new one, hell, throw Orga in there. He ugly, but he good. Whatever.
Or you could do a whole 3 on 4.
I just want it to feel like it's going down.
No, I definitely agree. I definitely do want this movie to really be Godzilla centered, because I feel like they're creative enough to give him a story like Kong guy. It don't have to be a sad or depressing story, but it would be interesting to really dive deep in what he's thinking, or what does he do. Why does he do the things he do? Like, I would love to, kind of see that like we get with Kong. I feel like that's something. Huh?
You gotta ask him, why are you so mad, bro? Why are you so mad at the time?
Like,
you okay?
Well, like, I was gonna say that it would be cool. Like, I mean, I think we've all seen the whole, like, oh well, this movie's gonna be a little bit more Godzilla focused. I mean, we have seen what the hieroglyphic or the cave painting of what looks like a flying Godzilla. Like that would be amazing if they finally tied it to a space Godzilla, or like Nick said, the Godzilla that ate a star. Because it's there already. It connects to what we've seen, adds a new layer of what we've seen so far, connects it to now. I think that would be really cool. That, and also use that if it's going to be more Godzilla focused. If a space Godzilla or the space Godzilla has been on Earth before, obviously he has, because we see it in the cave paintings. Let's unpack some of their relationship. Space Godzilla and Godzilla.
Yeah, like one of Godzilla actually never met Space Godzilla before, and he just heard about it from like his own race. Like, oh, remember that guy? That guy was a a-hole.
Right.
He betrayed us. And Godzilla's like, oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind. And then he sees him. He's like, oh, you're the guy my people were talking about the entire time.
Right, yeah. Because
what if Godzilla was a little Doug? Like when Space Godzilla came around. Like that's
exactly.
That's something that you could explore. And
yeah,
I think if anything, like as far as in this movie, like showing and talking about new threats, it's also exploring Godzilla, because I think he's due for that.
Or what if, in New Empire we saw him juicing up, not juicing up for Shimu, but what if that Godzilla that ate the star is really the cause of the race of the Godzillas to go extinct?
Ooh.
And Godzilla remembers that, and that's what he does.
Dude, it could be, yeah.
And then he gets some new ability, like how he went nuclear, and now he went to this pink version. Now, what if we get a much darker, more stronger version to fight both of them?
Now, just one of the rumors I did hear, like I said, it's just a rumor that say he does actually settle into his evolved form.
That is true. I don't about that.
So I don't know if but I don't know how true it is. But I think based off the color palette in the teaser trailer, I think it's Space Godzilla. And one of the biggest reasons, and this might sound dumb, I don't know, you guys let me know. I think one of the biggest reasons it would be Space Godzilla, or maybe they create something like him, is because, not to us, but I think it sounds a little more intriguing to like the average or a new Godzilla fan, instead of him taking on a Gigan. Because the problem with the MonsterVerse is when they have all these monsters in it, we don't get no origin story. We don't know too much about Shimu. She's like thrown in there. We don't know much about Suko. He's just thrown in there. Scar King, that was his chance. He could have had a really good backstory, and we didn't get that. And I don't think we really got a backstory with the Mutos either. So it's almost like when it's two or more,
they're all just creatures that have been around.
Yeah.
Right. So I want
kind of like they did with Godzilla. Like he's just a creature that has been around for millions of years. Like that's it. Yeah. That's the story.
Right.
The only kind of backstory we ever got with one of the kaiju was honestly King Ghidorah. That was like the only one we actually got.
Yeah, that was it. So
like he wasn't part of the natural ecosystem. Like he just sort of showed up one day.
So it's kind of like I really want them to have just one monster, because I really want like the origin story. Now, if it's Gigan, be my guest. I'm all down for. I love Gigan. And I would be curious how they would do his design as well. Like that
he would need awesome. A backstory.
Yeah. Well, I actually have an idea about a backstory for Gigan. One of Gigan's kind of like, hear me out. One of Gigan's kind of like the predator of like the kaiju universe, where like he goes to different planets hunting like the strongest one there.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, this one's got a Godzilla. Oh, okay. Let me go over here. Let me try to kill him, so that way I get my trophy. Like one of these, like just like a hunter, and he just like goes after the strongest fighters.
Or to ping off on what Serge said, you want a real, like, Earth-threatening level of extinction. Why not just throw in Destroyer? Makes more sense because they had Oxygen Destroyer, and now Space Godzilla has somewhat of a backstory. Those two were the only ones that were really introduced, other than Gigan.
And Space Godzilla is unique because we know his original origins is, but then in the comics, his origins is completely different. He didn't need to, have anything sucked into the black hole to become Space Godzilla. So
no,
go ahead, Remy.
He has two backstories.
Yeah, he's got.
Silencio, he came from Mountain. I'm like, okay, pick one. People, you know what? Honestly, I think the writers of the original Space Godzilla didn't even know. They just came up with a bunch of BS. They're like, it came out of a white hole and went into a black hole. I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? The science makes sense.
and another, I don't know if you guys ever read Godzilla, the Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, where they team up.
Yeah, that was in Rules of Earth. Yeah.
That was pretty cool too. When they had the team up because they had the
tripods.
Yeah, that was cool. And those tripods could. What if they had something like that where they could come and take these kaiju DNA and just replicate it, and then have the same abilities and things like they have? Because that's why they had to team up. Because they literally turned into like a Space Godzilla. Not saying that half Space Godzilla got to team up in this film, but just some kind of I'm like Serge, I'm like all of y'all. Like we gotta have. I want to be on the edge of my seat in this film.
Yeah.
Like how the heck Godzilla and Kong gonna get out of this?
Yeah. Like imagine if the twist at the end is like Space Godzilla didn't come to destroy the planet. He's like, I didn't come here to conquer the planet, you idiots. I came here to give you a warning that a bigger threat is on the horizon. And then you end on a cliffhanger with, like Nick said, Destroyer coming in the next movie. Like, damn it!
So all them gonna have to fight Destroyer.
Yeah,
actually, it's a beer, but whatever.
I probably also have a theory too. If we remember Godzilla versus Kong novelization, when Ren Serizawa was burnt from the control room, Ghidorah's conscious was inside of him. So what if Ghidorah's consciousness inside of Ren Serizawa contacted the aliens from outer space? So I have a feeling that we could definitely see that.
Kyle, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a fire idea, bro.
Ghidorah sent freaking reinforcements.
Well, some people also theorize that maybe that signal that the Iwi sent out to Godzilla New Empire was so massive, it literally sent out a signal to space. Another creature outside in space heard it and it was like, I'm gonna go check out that planet. Let me go see what that's all about. And so
they coming to the wrong planet.
Yep, they accidentally contacted another creature.
You coming to the wrong planet.
I like it. All right, guys, I got a split. I got daddy duties tonight. Kyle, I have 2 of those shirts. Love that shirt.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so you take care, brother. You have a good night, man.
See you guys.
Sleep tight.
Love y'all.
Later.
All right, love you too, brother. Man, that was an awesome theory, Kyle. That was fire, bro. I like that.
Yeah, I have that feeling because everybody thought it was going to be Mecha King Ghidorah in the next one, but I don't think so. We might actually see probably Ren in the future because we know he's not dead, but everybody believes he's dead. But we don't have 100% accuracy of when Ren or King Ghidorah is probably going to contact his reinforcements from outer space soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
right.
I do remember hearing that King Ghidorah actually was like a runt of the litter or something like that of his species, that he couldn't even take over his own planet. And so he left his home world and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go conquer my own world on my own. So one if you're going off of your theory, Kyle, one if he sent out that signal and then we get a different species of Ghidorah coming down to Earth, like Death Ghidorah or Kaiser Ghidorah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I love seeing King Ghidorah.
But that's Kaiser though. Kaiser is Emperor.
Right. Or Sultan Ghidorah.
Who's Sultan?
I think in the Arabian culture, they're actually ruled by a sultan. I think a long time ago. Sultan's more like the emperor or the king of the Arabian cultures, if you think of that way.
Yeah, or we could get Queen Ghidorah.
Oh yeah, from Battle Royale.
Yeah, freaking female Ghidorah. It's what?
So outside of Gigan and Space Godzilla, which dark horse kaiju would you like to see in this film? Outside of those two. Anybody can answer. It don't matter anymore. It don't matter.
What do you mean by dark horse? You mean the comics?
So what I mean by dark horse is dark horse is just a saying like a kaiju that you don't expect, but if you expect it, it's like, oh, I don't mind this.
Megalon.
Megalon?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind Megalon. Yeah, I'd be cool with Megalon.
We only got him once.
Yeah, Orga. Like again, a lot of people are saying Orga. I'd be cool with Orga. Orga's cool.
Or Hedorah.
I'd be cool with Orga.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, like Ghidorah would be cool, but honestly, I want like another kaiju.
No. Hedorah.
No, Hedorah.
I was thinking Hedorah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think a lot, but they're gonna have to upgrade all the designs and everything because those, the Gigan we think of is, in the 70s, and so they got to tweak. They have to do a lot of tweaking.
Of like the final.
You gotta do a major upgrade because we're in 2025 now, so it's like,
no, I want the pure show a design. Don't change it up. Just keep the same show.
I want to see. I wish we could see Anguirus, man. Like.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool, man.
Yeah, like if you want to talk about like a story for Godzilla, one of this is like the introduction to Anguirus, and Godzilla actually has a friend. Like he actually makes a friendship with Anguirus, and like Godzilla actually grows to care about somebody.
Yeah, that would be cool because the Godzilla, he still remembers the sacrifice that Serizawa,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like. And I don't want them to like dumb Godzilla down because a lot of people think he's not as smart as intelligent because you see him as a big giant lizard, but he's really smart, really, really intelligent. So in this film, I want at least some kind of homage to him in some kind of regard. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love that because I think Godzilla deserves that, especially after the last two films. They were more Kong centered, and then also the last two films, Kong got the finishing blows. He finished off Mecha Godzilla, then he finished off Scar King. So it's like, we see Godzilla blow Tiamat, but you don't see it. You see it, but you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So
we need another cool Godzilla finisher. We haven't had one in a while.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a minute. So I am going to check out I'm going to check out, what is it called? I Am Mother.
Yeah, I Am Mother.
Okay, so I am gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. Just kind of see what the director has. Check out his tone because the tone of the teaser like the last one, but for some reason this one sounds a lot spookier to me than Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire.
Yeah, so, and then again, New Empire was also serious, but then we saw how that turned out. So this might be the same thing.
Right.
Like,
yeah, but the codes on the computer read danger in space. That's what they read.
Yeah.
So we already know it's like something happening in space that's coming down to Earth.
And like that code that kept like repeating itself too. Like a lot of people deciphered it. It said like Godzilla Kong watched this space, and it kept like repeating.
Yeah.
Right. It does like I remember on the computer monitor saying that unknown Titan located. So we don't know who it's gonna be, but let's just keep our fingers crossed. Either if it's a Toho kaiju or maybe original, we'll have to wait and see when the first trailer comes out.
Yeah,
or even a movie spot comes out.
That's gonna be for a while.
Yeah, I think
we gotta wait.
We'll get the first trailer next year.
Damn it.
Hopefully. We have it's still in production now.
No, it just started. Yeah, it's like still in the midst of production.
So we'll get a trailer next year. Would it come out 2027? So probably maybe middle of 2026?
Yeah. Because when do we get the first trailer for
because King of the Monsters, they started early. I remember we got the first trailer. Jeez, what was it?
Like
August?
July of like 2018.
July, August, yeah. I was like, dang.
Yeah, well, that was a problem though, because I think they showed the trailer way too early. I think they should have waited a bit longer.
Yeah.
Because then the hype eventually kind of just died down. When eventually the movie came out, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that one's still coming out." So
we seen, and then they showed so much in the trailer.
This one don't show anything. Damn it, don't not show anything. I don't want to see a single villain kaiju. Hold off on them. Damn it, stop showing. Shit.
Give me a cool trailer that'll keep me, because if you can keep me guessing and thinking, the more anticipation and the more hype you build, and it's gonna make. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Godzilla and Kong put people in the seats. It happened during COVID.
Yep.
They were breaking movie records when Godzilla versus Kong came out. Then you go and see Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. I mean, they were number one over the weekend, and then they crossed $1 billion total with that film. And so, to make the total for the MonsterVerse hit $1 billion dollars. But so, and I think this he's having a strong run right now because you still got the Monarch show, and then you still I don't know what they're gonna do with the -2. So you still gotta look out for that. And so he's got a lot. So. And then he got some he got comics. He's got a comic run he's going on. So Godzilla's he's doing it big right now, man.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I think we're gonna get -2 before we get Supernova, which is fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Maybe that's what happened last time. We got -1 before New Empire. So
We even got now Mothra in her own comics. Like the Queen is
I've seen that. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Mothra comic. That would be awesome.
So
Rodan comic.
Yeah.
I like Rodan, man. We need Rodan.
I want to bring Rodan back, damn it.
Yeah, we need Rodan, man. We need Rodan, bro.
Yeah.
Like we need Rodan, bro.
We need Rodan. The world needs him. We need him back.
I mean, he's got
find a way to
redeem
redeem
in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like I hope maybe they can definitely redeem Rodan in the next one. Like he was just basically the Starscream, like you always said, Rami. I feel like we need to probably give him more of like maybe he starts to open up and realize that what he's doing is through his arrogance.
Yeah.
I think we need to understand Rodan's more personality than just being like a sidekick for a villain.
I will say this. Whoever the villain is for this film, I want them to be a menace. I want Godzilla. I want him to be on a rampage like he did in New Empire, but I want him to be even more menacing. That's what I want. I want Godzilla to freaking destroy stuff. I don't care what it is. Just destroy stuff. And I want the world to have to rely on Godzilla. No one rely on Kong, no rely on the humans. I need the world to rely on Godzilla.
I need the movie to have a runtime of longer than an hour.
I need the movie to be at least 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Honestly.
I don't know. Y'all was thinking too little. We need 4 hours.
Yeah.
Remy, you got it.
We need
no.
We need the Snyder Cut length. We need the
Kong. No. Kong got a 3-hour movie. Give Godzilla a 3-hour movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like totally fair enough. We just need.
Oh, you're going Avatar, I guess.
No, don't bring up Avatar.
No, I know. I mean, the second one was like 3 hours long, including Kong.
I hated that movie too. I hate both of them. People were talking about, Avatar, Way of Water was so good. I'm like,
I watched it, but I didn't understand. I don't remember nothing about it.
See, because they're boring. They're boring movies, and that people are acting like, they're so good. I'm like, no, they're not.
Yeah, I watched it, and I don't remember anything about that movie.
Talking about those blue people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie never intrigued me, so I never watched it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you're not missing much.
Yeah, so
I had a theory. What if Zoe Salander was actually the alien queen for the next one? I just hope she might be the next role for maybe this upcoming film if they do cast her in as like maybe the Queen Menace who's actually controlling Space Godzilla through her mind.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not a bad idea.
They could do like a vortex situation in Save the Earth where we had that Queen Vortex.
Yeah. We should really see Zoe. Like we see her play as heroes. Let's see her play a villain in this one.
All right, I'll tell you what, man. I am really excited about this film. DJ, we missed you, man, because I really want to hear his thoughts on this film. Serge did get to stop by and share his thoughts with us.
We'll ask DJ tomorrow when I see him what his thoughts are. Before we talk about Kamen Rider, I'll ask him, hey DJ, what were your theories about the movie, by the way?
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, we'll see what his theories is. Anybody else have anything left that they want to speak on about Supernova?
Let's talk about the soundtrack. let's not bring back Junkie XL, please.
Yeah.
Yeltsin, please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like Junkie. I like Junkie XL in some soundtracks, but my God, his 2 soundtracks for GBK and GXK were just so boring. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Bring back the themes. We need the themes back. We need the Godzilla theme back. Damn it!
I ain't gonna lie, man. They need to just let somebody from Japan do it because that -1 soundtrack. Oh my god!
Yes,
that was
the guy who was the score for -1. Oh, that.
Oh my gosh! Like, bro, I think the best. I think the best soundtrack. Huh?
We need Hans Zimmer to do the next one.
Oh, Remy, yeah.
Or bring back Bear McCreary, damn it. What the hell is he doing? Bring back Bear McCreary, please.
Yeah, what is he doing?
He knew how to handle the soundtrack for the
Watching, buddy.
A dog?
Yes, that was
but yeah, I think this movie is gonna have a good soundtrack depending on the tone.
Yeah.
Right.
Depending on the tone, it's gonna have a good soundtrack. If it's a playful film, I don't think the tone's gonna be as good. Yeah. But if it's a serious tone,
I think I would love it if they actually mix in some like. I'm good with all the epic stuff, but like honestly, bring in some like rock, bring in some like heavy metal guitar or something like that, man. Like bring in some riffs during the fights. I want to hear like a guitar in the background going like. Like imagine that playing when Godzilla's kicking ass.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like, that would be me watching like Doom Eternal, just like yes.
Yeah, that'll be fire for sure, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping maybe they bring Junior into the fray because that's what everyone is centering on. Because we had Zuko in the last film. What if we get another young Godzilla species? But maybe change from Junior to maybe no. I'm not having that.
Maybe gonna make Doug grow up.
No. Yeah, but maybe another different type of Doug, but more of like a juvenile.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind them bringing in Baby Godzilla, but honestly, I feel like.
But they have to build on it. I think they'll be doing.
Yeah, it would come out of like nowhere. Like Zuko came out of nowhere, and like Zuko worked fine, but at the same time, if they brought in Baby Godzilla, I'd be like, okay, so you're just kind of copying what Kong and Zuko.
Right? Yeah.
It's different with Godzilla.
And Godzilla's already been established that he's like the last of his kind, and so nowhere in the timeline we really even have an indication that Junior exists. So I don't know how that will work. And then you'd have to build on that. So if you keep making these films, you're gonna have to. You just can't be in that film and then make another like where he at, where he go, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
No, before we jump off, it really shocked me that, Dr. Grant is in here.
Oh yeah,
that caught me off complete guard. I wouldn't expect him to be in.
This is a strong cast so far. Strong cast so far. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
but it starts to speak on it's something serious now.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't kill him off, just like they did in 2014 with Bryan Cranston. Let's just hope he doesn't.
I agree, Kyle.
Yes.
I agree, Kyle. I agree with you on that.
They've been doing a lot of the monsters. They killed off Bryan Cranston. They killed off
Serizawa.
Serizawa, Kurt Russell, and Monarch. I was so pissed when they did that. I was like, are you serious, dude? You bring in such good actors, then you kill them off. Stop it.
Yeah, I think Kurt Russell's returning.
Back. You think, what was that?
I think Kurt Russell's returning.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I read somewhere that he is back. He's returning.
Okay, good, because I was pissed when they did that. I was
when they did that, I'm like, really? I'm like,
I wasn't even like mad at like on a story level. I was mad that they like keep doing that with these like veteran actors. They keep bringing them. I'm like, stop doing that. You can make these characters work. Stop killing them off, dude.
We need these veteran actors.
Exactly, like freaking idiot.
But hopefully, the title. I'm invested in the title, so I'm excited about SuperNova. Man, I think it's gonna be great. Man,
if they do bring someone of their own into this, please let it be something far from fucking sorry with the cursing than Shimu and Scar King. Please make there be a backstory with meaning on this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's all I want. The other
Make them
movies have been
intimidating.
less.
Make them actually a threat.
Yes.
Don't have
Give
it be
us a
where,
reason.
Yeah, don't have it be where like, oh yeah, Godzilla beat them like 100 million years ago. Then I'm like, then why do I care then?
I don't
What do I care?
I don't want an hour and 40-minute movie.
No,
they better not do that. I don't want
2 hours and 40. 2 hours and 40.
Yeah, I need at least two.
Yeah.
I need 245 max.
Let's go like 3 hours.
No, you know what? No, give me 5 hours. Give me 5.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind sitting 5 hours through
Godzilla. 2 hours for humans, 3 hours for kaiju.
Yeah,
I want that.
And you can just mix it all together because the monster time gonna outweigh the human time. So
exactly, that's fine with me. I can wait 2 hours of humans if I get 3 hours of kaiju action.
I'll be fine with that.
I'd be like this in the theater. I'd be like this. All right, are we done with the 2 hours?
Yeah,
right, good. I can actually care about what's happening on screen.
I'll be fine with that. Yeah, but yeah, man.
I want the. You know what I want? Really? I want the flying drop kick. You gotta have Godzilla do the flying drop kick at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
Godzilla drag Godzilla up into space, and then Godzilla punches him, and then in mid-space, he just shoots his tongue of breath and does like a freaking flying kick to Space Godzilla and kicks him to the sun. I don't know, something.
We've been getting a power up of Godzilla in each film.
A power. We've seen him unleash moves we've never seen.
But one thing I want them to save at the right time is that spiral ray.
Yes.
If he does that, it's over. If he do that, it's a wrap.
Yeah, hold that for Destroyer.
Yeah, hold that for Destroyer. Yeah, hold that for Destroyer.
Yeah.
I also hope that maybe if Godzilla did like the super Dragon Ball Z move with Cooler's Revenge, shoot Space Godzilla right into the sun, and then all of a sudden he's like burning between by the atomic breath and the heat of the sun.
I would like that.
Yeah,
dies in an explosion.
That's a good idea. Can he evaporate, bro?
Oh yeah, no. So he'll be done after that. He'd be like,
right.
That was my favorite death scene. Dragon Ball Z.
That was great. No, I love that one too.
That'll be over. Well,
have a beam struggle. Yeah, have a classic anime beam struggle between the two of them. That would be cool.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome. Well, we had a wonderful conversation. Before we go, do not forget to DJ's not here, so don't forget to check out his YouTube channel, Dragon DJ Reviews. I'm on there sometimes. Him and Remy does podcast every Friday at 7. Well, what time is it? It'll be 5 o'clock. What Pacific time? Your area, Remy?
From my area, so
and then 8 o'clock Eastern time for DJ. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for DJ. So we on all these different time zones, so it's kind of hard to remember on the fly. But talk about everything from anime, the Guyver series. Right now we're doing the Kamen Rider and Wizard series, which has been pretty awesome. So you'll be able to check us out tomorrow over on Dragon. Again, that's Dragon DJ Review. So make sure you give my brother a like, a comment, a share, and subscribe. And so we're about to let you guys get up out of here. I'm Donald.
I'm Kyle.
Nick.
And we are the Sci-Fi Nerdz. Nick, good to see you, boy. Peace.
Later.
Adios.